I'm Christian Lamitschka, and today I present you Razzy Bailey. Razzy, country music have many new fans in Europe who may be hearing about you for the first time. How would you describe yourself and the music you play to someone who's never seen or heard you before?
Well, I think since I've been around as long as I have, music has a lot of roots to it, a lot of different types of. It's got a little blues influence, country influence, and just a lot of the different influences over the last 40 or 50 years, and it's just down to earth, southern kind of country or whatever.
How was the last year for you? What were the highlights?
Well, was finishing up my new album. We're shipping it now, and it's going. It's also it can be got off of Airplay Direct, and the radio stations want to download it and play it. Hopefully, a lot of them, and just getting it finished up. It's been the main thing this past year, and I've been doing a lot of writing. And I'm beginning to do more dates than I used to. Get out on the road more, so I'm looking forward to a more busier schedule this year.
Do you have any interesting stories about how fans have been affected by your music?
Gosh, no. They sort of caught me off guard with that one. How they've been affected?
Yep.
Well, a lot of people, tell me that they fell in love or whatever when they came with their wives and later got married. So I run into that a lot. They'll say that the first night they met their girlfriend and who was later their wife or a husband or whatever, and that kind of thing. And one lady had a baby while I did one of my concerts. I don't know that my music actually had anything to do with that or not, but it worked out that way.
If you had the chance to change something about the music industry, what would it be?
It would be that to get it back more real than a bunch of bookkeepers and people that don't really have any ears for music, and they come in and work themselves into areas that control the music. And force feed the public with a lot of songs that the public, if they weren't force fed with it, probably wouldn't go for those songs. So I'd like to see it where you could get a straighter line from the music to the public without being so much interference in between, and make music more real again. Because back in the 70s, was one of my favorite times in country music. And and in the 60s and 70s, and you could tell an artist by the way the song started off, because everybody had their own unique sound, and maybe the guitar lick was familiar, like a Merle Haggard song. You could tell it was Merle even before you heard him start singing, and of course Johnny Cash and so many people, Marty Robbins, and all those people had that signature lick or sound. And now it sounds more like all the artists go in and record with the same band, and they all use the same kind of licks, and there's two modes: as fast, or slow, or medium. And I'm not putting it down at all, because it's a marketing strategy, and of course music is being marketed more clever and more broadly probably than it ever has. But in the lost somewhere in the marketing process is the art form, and that's what I like.
For all the new country fans, what was your big break that got you into the music business?
Well, I started off actually in high school. We had a band, and excuse me, we played a lot of high school dances and other things, and and I played and got to play back in Alabama. They used to have square dances on the weekend, and I played at the square dances. And I know this is a long way to get to your answer, but the point I'm making is I had been in the music business a long time playing before I actually got a break to record. And so after a few years of doing that, I started writing when I was a teenager, and I had a song that I had written called 9,999,999 Tears. And I was playing a club in Macon, and a guy that works with RCA at that time came through there, and I gave him a copy of a little club album, and that song was on there, and he took it back to Nashville with him. I brought it back to Nashville with him, and he was friends with Dickie Lee, and he told Dickie Lee, he said, Dickie was getting ready to record. He said, I think this guy's got a hit song on here, and he played it for him, and he recorded it, and he went to #1, and that was the biggest turning point for my career, because then I was able to take that and parlay it into a record deal with RCA, and we had a bunch of #1s, thank goodness.
Any thoughts of retirement ahead?
Not the way it looks with my wife working the checkbook. I don't ever want to retire. I always have a project going, and I just enjoy what I'm doing, and I love it. The more that I can really do what I want to do, the more I love it. That's to make records, write songs, and be creative, and watch it come from an idea to a finished product.
When you get time off, how do you like to relax?
Well, I'm an amateur photographer. I like to take, sometimes it's according to where I'm at. If I like to take pictures. It just varies. I like to fish sometimes. I don't have any one thing that I always do every time I relax, but I'd say photography is the most common thing that I do.
Is there anything in your life that you would change if you could?
Well, I think it's probably, I would have tried to get to understand more about the business end of it when I was working on being an artist, because it really is a business. It's and that sort of blindsides some artists, because they're only thinking about being an artist, being on stage, doing the show, and people applauding and hopefully buying their music. I don't know if the kids do today or not, but I know when I was coming along, that's what we thought, because I came from a poor town, and I just thought if I could make that many people have a good time, and it'd be just an awesome thing. So I'd study that end of it more, and I'd spend more time playing my guitar, because I love to play guitar. But all through the years, I have been times when I didn't get a chance to play the guitar much, even though I was doing shows. But I was so busy, I just hired another guitar player. But I love playing the guitar, so I'd spend more time learning the guitar.
Where can people find more information about you when they're interested in your music?
Well, we have Pam Lewis at PLA Media. Her company is my publicist right now, and then RazzyBailey.com. That's my website, and then I have a MySpace. It's Real Razzy Bailey at Yahoo.com, and just places like that. Probably.
Thanks that you found the time to meet me, and I hope to see you soon.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.